Who's that?
The largest social media inventor since Zuckerberg
is looking to invest in my company.
You run Landover Park.
You run there?
Every Saturday.
With your shirt off? So all the pretty girls could notice you.
Well, you noticed me, Rhonda. How long you guys been married?
6 years. I've known him for 19.
He's the only guy you've ever been with.
We're very compatible.
You have nothing to compare it to.
Yes, boy, yeah. I love this shit. I love it.
This is another epic day of Tyler Perry-ness. Straight from the scriptures of Tyler Perry. Straight to the movie theater screen.
Amen, yes. Amen, brother, amen.
Preach it, Tyler Perry, preach it.
To hell with church. Why go to church when I can go to a Tyler Perry presentation?
Exactly, man. That is the church of Tyler Perry is the only church I want to be a part of.
Because when you go to a Tyler Perry movie, you going to church.
Oh, yeah, you are.
At one point in that movie, we say it all the time, you were going to church. I forget sometimes. Yeah. But then he's there to remind me real quick. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be one character in that movie to come out, pretty much look at the screen and say, boy, you need to get to church.
You need to get to church. Yeah.
Now, am I lying?
No. Because if it ain't Medea, it's somebody else playing Medea.
If only for a split second, just to say, you need to get to church.
You need some church. I haven't seen you in church in a long time. And I'm like, is he talking to the character or is he talking to me?
To me, yeah. Hey, you know what? Both.
Yeah.
But this time we're talking about Tyler Perry's Temptation. And co-host?
Yep.
I was worried, man. It was two things missing. First, we weren't seeing it at midnight. No midnight movie madness.
No, not for us.
No, because you know when the crazes of the crazy audience come in, and ain't no Medea to be seen.
No goddamn Medea. Yeah, because that's the first thing I always look up whenever I'm checking out these to see what these Tyler Perry's are
these
all
like,
about.
Shoes up. Yeah, hey man, check out my new Tyler Perry's right
check
here.
out this new Tyler Perry joint. He on my feet. No, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm like, please let Tyler Perry be in this, because just when that guy is on screen, he brings that extra craziness to it that I know. I love. I need it.
Well, there's two Tyler Perry's, man. I don't know. I'm putting everything in twos today. Yeah. but there is two Tyler Perry's. There's the Medea. And we know Medea. Everybody loves Medea. That's his greatest creation.
And if you don't, love Medea, you got the devil in you.
You do.
Yeah.
You need to get to church. Yeah. Which means you go see a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah, we ain't talking about church chicken.
Yeah, no. Ain't no bad chicken either.
That's till later, so you can discuss.
Yeah.
what happened in the crazy ass movie.
You go get chicken after church.
Yeah.
You ain't go to church's chicken. But no, there's a Tyler Perry who's the cross-dressing Tyler Perry Medea, and then there's the Tyler Perry who wants to be the serious actor, but can't act.
Can't act and can't direct.
Well, we know that already.
Oh, I know, right?
I mean, we know that.
That motherfucker's trying to do two jobs at once. Like, you know what? Stick to one. I mean, yeah. Because we know you're going to fuck up one or the other. Just stick to one.
Well, this time he did. He stuck to one. One Medea. One trying to act in it. He stayed behind the camera, and he still fucked up.
I know, right? He still manages to find actors that are just as bad as him.
Well, these actors, I'm sure they're fine, but he can't. Look, man, he can't direct these actors at all.
He can't, and I don't. And sometimes, maybe I'm like, maybe I'm being too hard on the actors, because I don't know what it's like to get directed by Tyler Perry. I hope someday I get that honor, but until then, I just don't know. And I'm like, man,
really, you want to get that honor?
I would love to have that honor. Are you telling me? Are you kidding me? To fucking have Medea tell me to go to church? That scene alone, that'll be like that'll be just the monumental of my career.
Now wait a minute. I don't think Tyler Perry is dressed as Medea when he's behind the camera. When he's just directing. But I would love if that was true.
I was gonna say, you're killing my dreams, Korey. You're killing my dreams. Don't tell me that he's not behind that camera dressed up as Medea.
You know what?
Directing motherfucker.
Let's just say he is.
Okay.
He's like Norman Bates.
Yeah, I know.
But instead of killing people, he's just directing movies.
Yeah. Act, motherfucker. Act. Can you act? Don't act like a fool.
Mr. Perry.
Act like an actor.
Oh, no. What is he, Sidney Poitier and Morgan Freeman now? It's funny because can't you imagine him behind the camera and one of the actors is saying, excuse me, Tyler, what am I supposed to do here? Excuse me, I don't know. Let me check with my consultant here. Medea, what are we supposed to do? Well, what I would do is, and the actors are just looking like he hasn't gone anywhere. He's just standing right there talking to himself. But get behind the camera and tell them what to do. That's what you're paying him for.
Act, motherfucker.
Yeah. Let him act. We paying him all this money. He's supposed to be acting. Everybody was said like, what's he doing? I don't know. This is his process. Leave him alone.
Hey, just leave him alone. He's making magic right now, all right? Where somebody's going to go see this shit.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
But this is, man, we know Tyler Perry all too well now, co-host. We know him all too well. This is his 13th movie.
Wow, that's the lucky number right there.
Boy, time passes when you're making some bullshit.
Yeah.
And all of these movies, they've had varying degrees with their ratings with us. We give them all kind of different ratings. Yeah. And I think we kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt sometimes, because sometimes we go see a Tyler Perry movie and we say, it's bad, but I loved it so much that I got to give it a matinee. We never gave a Tyler Perry movie a full price.
No, there's always something crazy. I mean, you're right. Our ratings for his movies are like, the bumps on his ass, where it's just like all over the place. It's like Medea walking down the street. It's
now,
like,
how you know about the bumps on his ass?
How can you not notice fucking Medea's ass whenever she's in a movie?
Okay, I thought about Tyler Perry. Okay.
That's just all over the place. But yeah, I mean, the one thing about his movies is that even as bad as they are, there's always something in there. That extra bit of crazy, his crazy ass drama he can bring to the screen. That despite how bad it is, despite how like soap opera-ish it is, you are still completely engaged, and
you are.
And immersed in the craziness of the film.
If I may do something right here, and please, people, hear me out, because it's gonna make sense if you just listen. I would love to compare Tyler Perry to George Lucas.
Do it.
Now, I know you're looking at me and you're saying, what the hell are you talking about, Corey? But I'm going to tell you.
That's why I'm saying do it, please.
Okay, if I may. George Lucas made a lot of money, got to do whatever he wanted to do with his movies, and lost his fucking mind.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, movies got crazier and crazier as they went along, where you were saying, what the fuck is he doing? There's nobody there to stop him and tell him that this shit is crazy.
It's when creative freedom goes too far.
Yeah. Now, you have I know that there aren't the same multitudes of people that have seen a Tyler Perry movie that have seen George Lucas movies. George Lucas movies have many more
wide appeal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Tyler Perry is still a niche, but that niche is still giving him a lot of money. Now, here's why I draw the comparison. Tyler Perry, guy who makes a lot of money with his movies and gets to do whatever he wants to because there's nobody telling him that you can't. And if you notice, his movies are getting crazier and crazier, man.
They are, and I would say that's only because nobody's really looking to see what Tyler Perry's doing anymore. There's no studio exec going, all right, man, with the last movie he put out, it didn't make the money we were expecting, so somebody needs to go in as a consultant and watch this motherfucker, make sure he's not doing the same thing, make sure this script is making some sense, make sure it has a broader appeal, just so we can get them white people back in this.
Oh, they don't want to get the white people in there. They don't care. They say we can just get that juicy black audience in there. Get some of that black juice in there. We'll be all right. See, Tyler Perry is a mogul. We say this every review, and we have you can't really argue with his methods. That's a frustrating thing about it because being the mogul that he is, his movies, they finance themselves. He makes all he needs is a distributor. His movies, he makes them so cheap that no matter how much you say they bomb or whatever, somehow they make their money back.
Oh, they would still make money if these movies went straight to DVD. Oh, I mean, straight to Blu-ray. No, he'd still be rolling the same type of dough. I guarantee it.
And he always manages to get actors that you never thought anyone could get and put them in his movies. And with this particular film, this is one of the ones where it's going to. I'm curious to see how it's going to perform because Medea is that character where it will crack the door open wide enough to have a few white people come in.
Oh, I mean, I think she somehow has. I think she has a cult following in a way because I know plenty of people that are like, when you mention a Medea movie, they're like, when's that happening? Where does she got a movie out right now? Okay, because I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, this movie right here, Temptation. White people are saying, Temptation, I don't know what are you talking about? Temptation, you talking about The Temptations, the singing group? Tyler Perry, who is that?
Tyler who?
Tyler who? They don't know, man. You say this, they don't know anything about this movie. Now you make a movie that says Medea does whatever. Medea goes to jail. Medea versus Godzilla.
Yeah,
whatever.
I think she has that same appeal like Ernest did. Remember, Ernest goes to jail.
Oh yeah,
Ernest saves Christmas. Ernest saves Halloween.
But when you hear that Medea name in there, that's when white people their ears perk and they say, I've heard of this Medea.
That woman is hilarious.
I heard she's funny. Let's go see who this Medea is. That's why I want to see what this one does, because this is not a Medea movie. And the last movie that Tyler Perry did, it was one of his worst performing films, even though it still made some money. That was Good Deeds.
Good Deeds.
That's the one we had. Man, we had a blast watching that.
Yeah, we did. And it was all thanks to Tyler Perry's extraordinary acting skills.
Lack of thereof. Yeah, this one, man, say what you will about how bad this is, and it's bad.
Yeah.
But Tyler Perry, he manages to keep it interesting because his movies really are becoming more bizarre in their melodrama. These are soap operas that on TV, you know, when soap operas run long enough and they start to take a weird twist. I once saw a soap opera where a gorilla cat, they captured a cast member and stood on top of a building. They had to shoot the gorilla down to save this person. Yeah. This is that for a soap opera. That's crazy. That's what I call. They have Jumping the Shark. Yeah. They have Jumping the Gorilla. Yeah. And Tyler Perry is not there yet, but he's starting to jump the gorilla.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's that gorilla that's going to end up. You're going to end up jumping over. Yeah.
Give it time. He's going to jump the gorilla, and it's hard to tell people how crazy he gets without telling anybody anything about or spoiling anything. But in this film, Temptation, what you have here, you have Journey Smollett Bell. Man, that's a Hobbit name. But you've seen the actress before. She's a beautiful actress. When you see her, you'd recognize her.
I was trying to look her up, and I at least in IMDb, they didn't have a list of her films, surprisingly.
The one movie that
I know I've seen her in something.
The movie that I remember first seeing her in was that movie that what's his name? Denzel Washington directed, The Great Debaters.
Oh, okay.
That's the first time I ever saw her. She's grown up to be a beautiful woman. But in here, she plays a woman who her name's Judith, and she's working at this dating agency. It's a dating agency for rich older men. And when she goes home, she goes back home to her husband that she's known since she was about 6 years old?
6 years old.
Yeah. She's known this guy for 20 years. She's been married to him for, I think, about 18 of them.
I know.
I think they got married when they were 8 years old.
She's known this guy for too goddamn long, apparently.
Yeah. She's only had one guy in her life. It's this guy, and his name is Bryce, played by Lance Gross. She talks about how in love they are, how they have a special kind of love. That love is great, but God damn it, when you married to somebody that you've known ever since you were almost in preschool, I mean, this shit's getting kind of old after a while.
It's like eating the same goddamn, Happy Meal every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Every
no
day.
matter how you say it's a Happy Meal, the shit ain't too happy after a while.
No, not at all. Like this again? Oh.
It's just a dull meal after a while. But at this agency that she's working with, in comes this media mogul, this guy named Harley, played by Robbie Jones.
Oh, I thought he was played by Billy.
By Billy. We'll get to that in a minute. But Harley, he's the Black Zuckerberg. He's made something called.
Haven't you heard of him?
I know.
He's like three spots behind Zuckerberg. He's the greatest mogul media that nobody's ever heard of.
I know, yeah, exactly. Like this girl had never heard of him. He made something called ClassNet. He comes in. The owner of this company that Judith works for is run by Vanessa Williams, who plays Janice. And this guy comes in. He says, "You know what? I'm here not because I want to pay for a dating. Look at me, man. I'm Harley.
Look at this shit.
Yeah,
look at my shit.
Yeah, he's handsome. He's buff. He takes his shirt off every chance he gets. He says, I can get my shit. I don't need no dating service. No, I came here to invest. But instead of investing in this company right here, he looks at Judith and starts to spend a lot of time with her and says, "Babe, I want to invest my time with you."
Do I know you from somewhere?
I doubt we run in the same circles.
Do you run?
Yeah, every day at
Landover Park. I do it.
You run there?
8 a.m. every Saturday. Start at the wheelhouse.
I think I have seen you run past me before. You're that cheesy guy always running with his shirt off and making grunts?
I'm not cheesy.
Yeah, you are.
I get hot.
No, you're running with your shirt off so all the pretty girls could notice you.
Oh, you notice me running.
Oh, I'm going to give you a big investment plan.
I know. Don't care.
No.
Don't care that you're married. And I love it because Harley looks at her and Harley does this whole thing of, he's like, "Yeah, baby, I've just been hurt. I've been hurt before, and I just don't know how to open up my heart to anybody. My last wife ran out on me, and I'm rebounding hard." Now let's fuck.
Yeah, I know. And what I loved about that scene is like right at the end of that statement, he went.
that forked tongue came out.
Little fork.
I mean, it ain't 5 minutes after you tell that, he's like, hey, is this story, is it making you horny?
Is it making you tell me about your man? Does he treat you right?
Yeah. Tell me how your man ain't shit.
Yeah.
And how I'm the best thing you ever seen.
I bet you never had nothing like this walk up in this bitch. Right?
I know. I mean, really, he's up on her, man.
Yeah.
And it's and as you can tell, look, here's a challenge. I want anybody to go up and say to Tyler Perry, hey, Tyler Perry, tell me what the definition of subtle is. Tyler Perry going to say, excuse me, what?
Subtle. What?
What's that word?
Subtle who?
I can't even say it. What is it? Tyler Perry don't know the meaning of subtlety whatsoever.
Never heard of that in the Bible.
You could put the... No, I guess it ain't in there. Yeah. Subtlety can't be in the Bible because he's never heard of it before.
No, it's so transparent. It's laughable.
Oh, man. It's Tyler Perry has no subtlety in his movies whatsoever. That's the one thing he don't believe in. Yeah, exactly. The subtlety is the devil compared to Tyler Perry. Man, there's so many heavy-handed things in this movie, but one of them is, if you couldn't tell, this guy, it becomes very clear that he is temptation. Temptation meaning he's the devil. Seriously.
He really is. I mean, and this is one of those perfect casting, because right when you see this guy's face, I don't know if you remember in Conan when James Earl Jones turned into that goddamn snake. I was so waiting for a scene. I mean, there's a scene where they're in a club where he's just surrounded by women. And I was waiting. I was like, please turn this motherfucker into a snake. Please, Tyler Perry, please do it now.
Well, that was, listen, people, there are so many things in this movie that in their heavy-handedness, it's goofy. Mm-hmm. It's just ridiculous and downright bad. So you got this guy who is tempting her this whole time. It's only a matter of time before Judah's mother comes in. And who plays his mother?
Let's see. The mother was played by Ella Joyce. She plays Reverend Sarah.
It's Reverend Sarah. Yeah, I remember first seeing her on that show Rock. You remember that show Rock?
Oh, jeez, yeah.
But yeah, she comes in and she's pretty much the angel in the situation, because she comes in and says, baby, we got demons in this house. That's the devil, baby. Come back to church. Yeah. Come back to God. Please stay away. And she says it over and over. Yeah. Baby, that's the devil. You bringing the devil into your life. He's going to bring you straight to hell.
And what I loved about her is that the first scene that you see her in, where she's introduced to this Harley, immediately she turns to see this guy pulling up in his really nice red Corvette he's driving.
Red like hell.
Red like beautiful hell. Yeah. She's like, aha! She's like, I know. I got you.
First of all, he's driving not only a red car, but an apple red car. Whoa. Perhaps the apple that tempts someone.
Exactly.
And then when he goes to shake her hand, the only thing that you don't hear is you kind of hear it. You hear where her hand is sizzling, where he burns her, you almost see smoke coming from her hand. And she records like, oh, this is bad news.
Yeah, I know. This is some bad juju. I'm sitting up in here. I could see the red of his eyes.
I can smell the devil.
I can smell that asphalt burning.
Smell that sulfur coming from his hands. But man, and right then and there, see, Tyler Perry think he's slick. He's trying to put a twist in this movie. If you have any intelligence at all, people, if you have any savvy about your movie watching at all, you can see where this is going.
Yeah, you can.
And the talent here is, no matter how clear cut it is, no matter how black and white it is, no matter how obvious it is, it's still crazy.
Oh, it is
at the end.
Yeah, and what we're missing to tell people is that there is another subplot. I'm talking about subplot. You'll forget that you will forget about it while you're watching the movie, and that is the introduction of Brandy's character, who comes out of nowhere.
Oh, Melinda.
Melinda, who comes
out
of nowhere.
Brandy?
That's Brandy right there.
Whoa,
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
That's
That is
little Brandy. That's
oh
our,
my God,
Corey,
that
that's
is
our little
Brandy.
Brandy, all grown up, acting in Tyler Perry movies.
I like your
She
smile,
graduated.
Brandy.
Yeah,
I like your smile. You better, I really do.
yeah, I know. And you know, when Brandy's in a Tyler Perry movie, they are gonna fuck her up.
Oh.
So she comes into the movie as somebody who's just looking for work. But there's something else going on with it. So much so that the lady running the pharmacy knows, like, there's something wrong with her. And Tyler Perry needs to remind us about this when we see a scene where she's actually leaving the pharmacy, and as soon as she leaves the pharmacy, it's like she fucking is in Hellraiser or something.
See, that's what I'm talking about. There's no subtlety to it at all. People, this is how Tyler Perry just does not know how to write in a way that he trusts his viewers. He does not know how to direct in a way that trusts his viewers. Brandy plays the character Melinda, who has a secret. She starts working at the pharmacy with Judith's husband. And when she leaves the pharmacy, I mean, the secret is so bad that when she leaves, she puts a hood on. All of a sudden, there's police cars in the back. You know, you can hear dogs in the back. And she gets to her home and she locks about 5 bolts on the door. She starts creeping around like doom. And she pulls out a bat.
A bat looking around. I mean, honestly, you were expecting her to wait for the zombie apocalypse is about to erupt.
You expect her to, it's like a cartoon. You expect her to she sneaks around the house like the Three Stooges do when they're in a haunted house.
Yeah, they do. She's looking like under the carpets, up in the ceiling, and you're like, what in the hell
Seriously?
is after this woman? What is after her?
Yeah,
and it's not a person you're thinking. I was like, what kind of supernatural force is hunting this woman down?
It seriously is directed like a cartoon character in a haunted house.
Yeah.
You know when you see cartoon characters in a haunted house, they're tiptoeing like, no. And I'm expecting to look at that shadow and go like, yeah.
I was waiting for her to jump up in the air and then slide right underneath the crack of the door.
Or she jumps out her shoes.
Yeah, I know.
It's the dog. And she takes off running, her shoes go out. You know, you expect her eyes to go bulging out like a cartoon character, like Roger Rabbit or something.
Completely. And it's done in such a stupid way. You can't help but go, okay, I know where this other storyline's going, but what the hell is going on with that Brandy story? Let's get back to that quick, please.
The thing that's going on with you start to see some obvious things where you say, I know where this is going, I know where this is going, I know where this. But with Brandy's character, actually, it caught us for a moment because what the fuck is going on with her? And by the way, see again, that's Tyler Perry magic. It's so bad. But we are laughing our ass off, man.
We are.
But with Brandy's story, you can see it coming. And that's why we're going back to me saying you see it coming, the very obvious twist in this movie. And no matter what you're thinking, people, because you're going to think, could it be that, could this person that, no, that's crazy.
Could it be?
Could it be? And you don't think, nah, that's crazy.
Well, the movie was so just
predictable.
It was so, I mean, predictable. It's easy to say, but just the fact that we've been initiated into this whole Tyler Perry universe at this point. There's no surprises anymore. I already know what I'm getting in my Tyler Perry present. And it's just like, this shit is so goddamn, it's so stupid that this is going to happen at the end. And if it doesn't happen, it's going to be stupid anyway.
I remember you told me that. I cracked up. You say, if it's not what we think, it's going to be dumb anyway. Probably going to laugh anyway. And you know what? What we thought did happen. And it is so absurd in its craziness that you said, man, I predicted that, and yet I still couldn't predict this.
This is happening.
I couldn't predict it going out like this. It happened, shit.
That's a surprise on a twister of a surprise.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, Tyler Perry, he needs to teach M. Night Shyamalan a thing or two about some endings.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you want a twist. Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan, talk to Tyler Perry, because we know you motherfuckers are going to bring a twist.
This motherfucker will put some cornrows at the end of your movie.
But you know what? Even though we can predict the twist, sometimes it's how you do it that can make it.
Yeah.
It is so ridiculous.
It is priceless. You know, it's worth. It was for me. It was almost the worth. It was almost the worth of the price of admission.
Oh, I know, man. Man, let me tell you something. I'm not about spoilers here. It's a fucking Tyler Perry movie, people. Really, if you're gonna get mad at this, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, seriously, on this site, but I have to say this. If
you need to see a psychiatrist.
Yeah, but if you don't want to hear the twist or the spoiler right here, I'm not going to spoil everything. I'm just going to say something.
I really don't want to put it out there.
But go ahead. What I was going to say, I'm not putting the end out there. I'm not. But what I was going to say is bringing it to a point. Just give me a minute, people. There are again, everything is so black and white in this movie. This guy Harley, we already know he's the devil. We're telling you that. He's acting so charming, so sweet, so nice in the movie. And then that brother just flips.
Oh.
On a dime.
He flips the script, and it's at that moment where you see what's the chick, Judith's mother, at her old apartment, like doing some kind of seance ritual to bring her back to the house. And it was at that moment where you see Harley. You just see Harley, and he's like, oh, a seance, huh? Trying to get rid of me, huh? Ooh.
You can never get rid of the power of the devil.
but not tonight.
But that brother, look, let me tell you, the brother he's probably a billionaire. He's got this business that he runs. But all of a sudden, just to show you how devilish he is, Judith is so taken into his world that when they go to a club, they just don't go to a club. They don't go to a bar. They go to pretty much Sodom and Gomorrah. When Bryce is going to look for Judith, and he knows what club it is, I don't know. But when he goes to this club, it's just people just making out with each other, walking around with their shirts off, and here comes the Billy part. We get Harley sitting up there on the couch with his shirt all open, and him and Judith are covered with blondes, and they look like they just got through doing cocaine.
They're covered with white women. They're covered with it's like a white sea.
And it's like
he's like swimming in. Yeah,
exactly. I'm like,
swimming in vagina.
What the fuck happened? I mean, I know Judith went with this because she was charmed, but all of a sudden they look like they look like they're in an exotic crack house.
I know, and I love that they're sitting right in front of the biggest fireplace you can imagine. Fire is roaring from the left of them to the right of them. They got candles all around. The tint of the room is red. I'm like, wow, Tyler Perry. Boy.
And you like, Tyler, hey, Tyler, I get it. They're supposed to be in hell. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
You turn that up to 11. You need to turn it back down to 7. All right?
Wow, man. Wow, fuck, man. Your symbolism is something else, boy.
Symbolism. And it's at that
clever.
And it's at that point where I'm like, you know what? Just do it. Just turn, have this guy explode and have the fucking devil, like the devil with the horns and everything. Just have him appear at the movie, at the end of the movie.
At that point, Harley just should have stood up and horns came from his head and wings came from the back.
Hooves coming out of his nice Versace's.
And he should have looked at Bryce and was like,
are you looking for this? Welcome to hell.
I got you now, bitch.
Her soul is mine.
Your soul is required in hell.
Man, this is ridiculous.
I was waiting for the demons to come and fly and take her away.
You want her? Come and get her. Your God can't help you now.
Is that moment when she wakes up? Oh my God, what have I done? Oh, my poor husband.
Negro, sit your ass down and have a beer.
But man, and if it ain't that, it's not even symbolism. No fucking subtlety. There's a love scene in this movie where Harley is pretty much about to, let's just say he's pretty much fucking Judith in the bathtub. Man, now look. I know this brother is very metrosexual because he's got money. Mm-hmm. And I don't blame for that. Yeah, look, I think metrosexual is cool. But
I know you do.
But hey, man, I ain't got no. I am.
I am metrosexual.
I know.
Oh no, Corey, what's going
on? Your style is mine.
But man,
that well-groomed demon pop out of your chest right now.
Hello. Let's see what we can do with these hairs. And no, these pants are never gonna do.
That's a tight suit, demon.
But man, this brother just crossed over from metrosexual into gayness. This brother has about 100 candles lit around the bathtub while he's making love to this girl. I'm like, man, unless you shooting an R&B video, don't nobody do this shit.
He puts the row in romance. You're like,
I know.
Jesus.
I mean, that shit, that motherfucker was he was violating some fire code or something. He had it so lit up in there, it looked like a fucking police video.
It looked like a police. I mean, not a police. It looked like a Prince video. It looked like they were shooting When Doves Cry.
I know.
I was like, Where's Prince with his milky white bath?
Damn, brother, you trying to be Brian McKnight and R. Kelly and all that shit.
But speaking about the quote-unquote gaiety of the film, I was like, man, Tyler Perry, you need to calm down with all your lead actors being ripped like a motherfucker in this movie, taking showers every 10 minutes, singing and dancing and prancing around with a guitar, almost butt-ass naked every scene.
Tyler Perry, well, listen, I know he knows his audience. He knows a lot of black women come to see it.
I know.
And he knows that they want some eye candy too. So I know what the brother's doing. But ain't it something that about it that makes you say to yourself, I think Tyler Perry likes this stuff.
I know. That's when I imagine. That's when I imagine him dressed up as Medea filming this shit. Oh yeah, baby, that's it. Show me some of that more. Show me some of that ass.
I know. Yeah. Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. Damn.
Take your shirt off. Take your shirt. Now, take your pants off.
Yeah.
Oh, but just move the boxes. Ain't nothing.
Where's the grip? Can we oil him up a bit?
But then we ain't shooting from the waist down. Now, boy, just take them off. Get comfortable.
Oh no, that's too much. That's too much.
That's too many clothes.
Too much. Put your boxers back on. Too much,
man. But I tell you, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna get my rating. It's some bullshit. It's some more bullshit. I don't know, but it's so hard, man, because this is some bullshit I love. I mean, this movie is so badly made. You cannot help but, out of respect for filmmaking, say that this is some more bullshit. But man, if you want to go see something and have a good laugh, if your girl drags you to this, or if you just have never seen a Tyler Perry movie and you want to see how ridiculous it is, go see this. And don't be afraid to be yourself, because you and I sat in that theater, all black audience just about. I think there were a couple of Mexicans in there, and one white guy that ran out.
Ran the fuck
out of there. Ran out.
Couldn't handle it.
But you and I sat in there, and we had the best time, and we talked through the whole thing. You know how respectful we are. And the whole audience was talking. There was the point where, and black audiences don't give a fuck, man.
No, the guy behind us, the couple behind us.
Oh, they were talking.
They were doing running commentary throughout the whole
and I
movie.
loved it.
Yeah.
and my favorite part is when poor Bryce, after he got his heart broken, he was crying, and nobody in the audience had sympathy on him. All the women like, boy, shut up. And there was one guy behind us. You heard him like, nigga, be quiet.
Yeah. I thought that was Alan back there.
Nigga, be quiet. And you know what? When he said that, the whole audience laughed, man.
I know. Because he said exactly what we were all thinking.
What we were all thinking.
At that point, I'm sure if Tyler Perry were in that movie, he would have been disappointed. He's like, this is not how I want you guys to feel about this character.
Man, I know.
Too late.
Man, you knew what you were getting into, Tyler Perry. Man, I love this movie. I fucking love this movie, but it's still some old bullshit.
It really is some old bullshit. But oh man, that's where I'm really on this fence, man. I'm on this fence so much it's hurting my ass right now.
Okay, let's just say that if we were to say we were to rate it as we enjoyed it, knowing that it's really a bad movie,
rental.
You go rental?
I'm going rental. That's what I'm doing. I'm going rental. I have to. This movie kind of has it has to be seen to believe. To be believed. It has to be seen to be believed, and it goes into like I know a lot of these guys, especially the Cyrus and everybody's like, oh, you watch a movie. There's those movies that are so bad they become good. And usually I don't agree with a lot of movies. They slap that tag on. I don't agree. This one I wholeheartedly agree. Because, I mean, you do know what you're getting yourself into. This is a Tyler Perry joint. This is going to be insane, ridiculous, no kind of subtlety whatsoever. But you know what? It benefits from it. It benefits like the greatest soap opera you've ever seen in a movie theater. And I'm sorry, but when you're there with your friend, if you got a friend like I do, like someone like Korey over here, man, this is the best time. This is the best hour and a half you could kill in the theater.
When I read about it, we knew we were going.
Oh, yeah.
But when I read about it and started reading some reviews on it, because we didn't get a screening. We had to go see it. But when I read about it, I said, co-host, we got to go.
And goddamn, I'm glad. This is better than Disneyland.
We have to see this, boy.
It is. Tyler Perry land. Oh, I love
it. You know what? I cannot wait for him to jump the gorilla.
Yeah.
That's all I'm waiting on. A Tyler Perry movie is never disappointing.
I want to see Medea jumping that gorilla. I want to see it. I want to see it 3 times over. Please happen.
I've never seen you act like this. Talk to me. Judith!
That boy is
gonna hurt you something bad.
I want to feel alive. I want to feel wanted.
You never know who you're married to. He start off one way and end up somebody else.